Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. First of all, let me preface this by saying, don't get too excited. I don't know if this is going to be a thing. I woke up this morning and I was like, I have the camera, I use it on the gaming channel sometimes. I have the microphone, which I use for all the videos. And I was like, why not, kind of? I've thought about this for a while, and, you know, here we are, kind of thing. There are going to be some days where, first of all, I just woke up. I always make my videos, right as I wake up. I think it's a productivity kind of thing. But there are going to be some days where I'm not looking too hot, or I'm, really tired like this. So just know that this might not be an everyday thing. Even this is a little weird, because I've done this channel for, 3 years now? And yeah, so it's been a while. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. It's such a weird segue. I don't even know how to really begin. I have my little cup of water next to me, which you could never ever see before because I need it. Anyway, without further ado, let's try this out and see where it goes. A lot of interesting new things have been coming about because I'm using the other computer, and this computer is a lot stronger, so I have the capacity to be able to do things. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Veteran crypto strategist Tone Vase. At least you'll be able to also see when I'm going like this now, when I'm ranting, because my hands are all over the place. Veteran crypto strategist Tone Vase says the big Bitcoin breakout has more gas left in the tank. You're going to notice a very common trend throughout the entirety of this video, and even more so over the last 9 or 10 days, because a lot of the stuff has been relatively the same. In a new video, Vase explains why he believes the bullish rally that pushed Bitcoin above resistance of $12,000 is not yet over. He said, "This is exactly what I'm kind of foreshadowing going into the future. We still have this triangle right here, and we can still pull into this triangle." Makes sense. But I do think that right now there is still enough FOMO, a fear of missing out, to get us higher to that $13,000 range. The number that a lot of people are talking about right now is that they believe that the FOMO resistance, if you will, is actually around 14,000 US dollars. A lot of people believe, and it's a common theme. You'll see it, and even the last week, people keep saying that if we pass by 14,000 US dollars, that's going to be the igniting factor. And to be fair, we also had that number towards the beginning of this year as well. I think when Bitcoin hit, was it 12,500 after the dip to whatever? 14,000 seems to be the number that everyone believes is going to really push everything a lot for. Oh, here we go. As Bitcoin draws near its next resistance level at 14,000, the crypto analyst predicts that market participants will start to take profits. He said that breather could be horizontal consolidation, or that breather could be a pullback all the way down to 12,000 or even as low as 11,500. Although Vase sees a correction on the horizon, he is long-term bullish on the world's most dominant cryptocurrency. This is non-stop, consistent news. Everyone is believing or thinking or saying the exact same thing. There are many technical and fundamental indicators that can give signs as to what market sentiment is like, and for the crypto industry, social media plays a major part. According to analytics firm Santiment, crypto Twitter has done one of its biggest 180s in the decade-long history, pivoting from negative to euphoric. They said after Bitcoin surged from 10,500 to 13,100 over the past 3 weeks, the social sentiment of crypto Twitter has done one of the biggest 180s in a decade-long history. The ratio of positive versus negative commentary, combined with total value of social posts, was at... there's no more words? Okay, and they have a little chart right there. It added that all the negative levels were on the 3rd of October, which was reflected by the uptick of Bitcoin shorts. But after surging to its current price level, Santiment feed data indicated that the mood has now shifted to a broader euphoric level. The chart, which measures Bitcoin's weighted social sentiment, was deeply in negative territory for most of October, even more so than the dip that followed the 19-induced crash, so they say, in mid-March. The point being, even social media right now, everyone is relatively hyper bullish on where they believe the price of Bitcoin is going to be going in the relative near future. And this isn't like I think I should just click on the tabs before I even like start talking, so I can, because exactly what I'm going to say is always in the next tab, or if I just scroll down. It says, survey, many investors expect Bitcoin to be seriously higher in 1 month. A lot of people are believing that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to continue to see an uptick. And I think the main news is that because we had risen, or have risen, past 12,500, which was the previous resistance that we had before, or $13,000, that therefore Bitcoin looks poised to continue moving higher. I only saw, I think, one person who said like they believe that Bitcoin looks overbought, and one article somewhere, but the other 99, and I only have, it was like 9 tabs in here talking about the actual price of the cryptocurrency market. Everyone else was hyper mega bullish. Like every single person was like, something big is about to happen. We're on a really good tier. We're on a really good trend. Everything is moving up and quite rosy. This one says, on-chain trends show that Bitcoin investors expect rapid price appreciation. Why can't I pronounce that? Nautilus Research, Bitcoin pattern echoes early days of prior exponential rallies. And this one says, here's why analysts think Bitcoin will rally towards 17,000 US dollars by the end of this year. It's nonstop. It was actually a bit frustrating trying to look for news, and everything overshadowed everything else. It was just Bitcoin's going to go higher. Bitcoin is this price. Bitcoin is going to, like, every single person. You also see why some of the news is also kind of like that as well. While a lot of people are talking about that Bitcoin seemingly is looking like it's going to be going a lot higher. Anyway, as it stands right now, I believe yesterday over the evening, something like that, Bitcoin's price rose to 13,100 and some change. And everyone was like, woo, Bitcoin went a lot higher. So that is now where we stand, with people believing that we are going to be pushing towards $14,000, I guess, sometime this week. Yeah. And without further ado, let's move on. In news that didn't surprise me, but I know people are clutching their pearls right now because they just don't see these things as possibilities. A few hours ago, reports from users on Harvest Finance's Discord channel, you know where this is going, claimed that they had lost 10 to 15% trying to unstake Fiduska. The name of the coin is FUSDC, so I'm calling it Fiduska, with many in the community soon voicing their concerns about a potential rug pull. In fact, Farm, the name of the coin, because there's a Farm coin now, was down by over 70% at the time of writing, with over 500 people put $500 million into something called Farm. And then they wondered what. With over $500 million at risk, hackers and ruggers are purportedly moving funds into Ren BTC and attempting to sell it off. Wow, you mean a scam is pulling a scam? That's crazy. In fact, according to a few community members, funds have also been sent to Tornado Cash to be laundered. In fact, at the time of writing, a clearer picture wasn't available, with many confused about whether this is a harvest issue or a curve issue. This is an investing issue. If you have put your money into something called curve or harvest or Tornado Cash or Farm, that's probably the issue more than anything else. It doesn't really have to do with is someone pulling the rug from underneath us. It's because you're investing in garbage, and garbage stinks. Very popular news. Harvest Finance token plummets 65% after attack saps DeFi stake of TVL. No one here should be really that. I love that the photo is like of a burning field. Woo. Yeah. We typically get news like this quite often. I just usually don't. I do it once a week. You know, I don't care for DeFi because I know that the whole thing is garbage, and no one's really using these coins. People mistake people staking and or trading these coins as actual usage of the coins. No, everyone's trading and staking and using all the other coins as well. These coins don't have an actual use case. No one's going to be using Harvest Finance or Farm Finance or a Tornado coin or any of these things anytime in the future. It's just people are using them to try and make very quick yields, very rapid, fast yields. And when you get too fast and too furious, this is what happens. People posting an image on Twitter and people dumping millions of dollars into it and then going, where's my money? I don't understand what happened to my money. Anyway, the point is, yeah, so if you had your money, first of all, you should not have had your money in farm or harvest or bucket coin or cucumber coin, which I think is also a thing. It's just nonsense. Is the same one? Yeah. Breaking. DeFi protocol Harvest Finance attack targeting liquidity pools. Is anyone honestly surprised? If you are, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're brand new to the entire space, but these things are going to continue. People are going to continue to try and be obsessed with trying to make rapid, quick money from these protocols. These things are not going to be used in a year. Heed my warning. No one's going. I'm sure my now that you get to see exactly how I talk, I'm sure my neighbors love me because I'm talking relatively loud. It's just kind of how I talk when I'm doing the videos. Just to make sure that the sound actually gets through the microphone completely and clearly, etc., etc. But I'm sure my neighbors love me when I make these early morning videos. Anyway, Harvest Finance was attacked, and I mean, it's a terrible day for us all because, you know, no one was expecting this. It's not like this hasn't happened 15 other times before this year, so... Okay, let's move on. Also in really popular news, but this is also very logical news because of course it was going this way because we've seen that. What is that bee doing on top of the? Wow. Because we saw this all coming from a mile away. JPMorgan, the $316 billion investment banking giant, said the potential long-term upside for Bitcoin is indeed considerable. The new optimistic stance towards the dominant cryptocurrency comes after PayPal allowed its users to buy and sell crypto assets. Kruger, someone on Twitter said, JPMorgan said, from Bitcoin is a fraud and will blow up in 2017 to Bitcoin's competition with gold in 2020. We've come a long way. For those of you who were not here in 2017, JPMorgan Chase kind of made it their goal. And it was so blatantly obvious as well. This digital number on a screen called Bitcoin that had been around for about 7.5 years, JPMorgan Chase every single day made sure to like attack it. And it wasn't even like a slight attack. They were like, it's terrible. It's horrible. It's used by criminals. It's used by so-and-so. And I was like, they're doing a little bit too much to try and dismantle or tear down Bitcoin. And then like 8 months later, they were like, it's not that bad. We actually own some. And I was like, wow, you were trying to crash the market to get some lower prices? That's completely unheard of from a bank. The main factor put forward by JPMorgan's global market strategy division is Bitcoin's competition with gold. The note obtained by Business Insider says the potential long-term upside for Bitcoin is considerable if it competes more intensely with gold as an alternative currency, we believe. Given that millennials would become over time a more important competitor of investors' universe. I feel like I read all that wrong and that wasn't proper English. One of the main things from a lot of people is like from, what is it? Paul Tudor Jones and a lot of these other people, they've said, or rather, I've ascertained over the last couple of years that they have kind of come to the conclusion that young people don't really care for gold. It's not that gold isn't amazing or gold isn't incredible or gold isn't shiny and you can't eat it. You actually can shave off gold and eat it at certain restaurants. It's more the fact that young people don't care for gold. Young people want something that's digital because we live in a digital world right now. So they've seen this shift or a trend moving towards young people buying up Bitcoin as opposed to, you know, there are no 16-year-olds right now on Twitter or Instagram writing like hashtag gold life while holding up a gold coin. If you kind of catch my drift. The analyst also pinpointed the large valuation gap between Bitcoin and gold. At least $2.6 trillion is said to be stored in gold exchange-traded funds and bars. In contrast, the market cap of Bitcoin remains around $240 billion. Here's the actual thing right here from Business Insider. It says Bitcoin has considerable upside as it better competes with gold as an alternative currency, JPMorgan says. These things always lead me to believe this isn't what's happening. However, one must understand, or rather realize, that JPMorgan Chase took the time out of their busy schedule to write something positive about Bitcoin. Why would they have done that as a multi-billion dollar company unless they had their, I almost said their foot in the pie, unless they had a stake in the matter as well. JPMorgan Chase does not care about, why is JPMorgan Chase not talking about like cucumber futures or any other things like that? They're talking about Bitcoin because they see the trend, and I'm pretty sure they have a lot of graphs behind the scenes as well. Remember all the other banks we were talking about before who had all these other graphs, and they were talking about that Bitcoin was looking like it was heading to 100K or heading to $250,000. I'm pretty sure they've done that same exact thing, and they're like, oh wait, Bitcoin's actually not that bad, because I'm pretty sure, allegedly, that they hold some themselves. Just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, this is also major news. I'm not sure if it's because JPMorgan. I assume this is what it is. A lot of people, for some reason, are always very fascinated whenever someone who claimed that they hated us before now currently loves us. And I'm like, why would they be? You know how many other things are happening in the world right now that these people could be talking about, but they're choosing to talk about Bitcoin is because Bitcoin is very important to them, and they probably are trying to also make sure that they have some Bitcoin themselves. Yeah, JPMorgan Chase published a letter saying that Bitcoin isn't all that bad, and they see a huge uptick in the trend price-wise because, logic. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the list of crypto exchanges confirming their commitment to supporting the Spark token airdrop to XRP holders continues to grow. Back in mid-September, 7 notable crypto exchanges had pledged to support the airdrop. That number now stands at 10 and includes Poloniex, BitTrue, and Uphold. Additionally, 7 crypto wallets and 3 crypto-centric companies will be supporting the Spark token airdrop. This brings the total to 20 platforms that have confirmed their support for the event. A full list can be found in the following infographic. So apparently it's going to be Uphold, Index, BitTrue, GateHub. I can't read the one next to it. CoinSpot, AnchorUp, these names. I see Ledger, I see SafePal, I see Exodus, I see Nexo, I see Binance. Okay, that's a big name. I see eToro, SBI VC Trade, and I think this is meant to be Kraken, if I'm not mistaken. Not really sure when this is going to be taking place. Oh, wait. Well, no, wait. What? Wait, no, wait. I don't see a date anywhere. I don't see a date. Anyway. Oh, wait. As an investor, there's a December 12th snapshot for the Spark token airdrop. I say this with the greatest, honesty that I possibly can. Understand that airdrops aren't really a thing anymore. They were many moons ago because of the entire ICO hype. Understand in the future you are probably never going to be using Spark tokens. So I would not, my perspective, think of holding this for... Wait, there we go. I thought I pulled out the mic. This will not be a long-term hold, at least in my eyes. So I would say you should probably look into exactly what Spark token is if you are eligible to get this XRP airdrop, and maybe consider using that free money to put into another cryptocurrency that might have a bit more longevity. The second part is understand that a lot of governments do not care for airdrops because they actually activate or initiate a taxable event. So be aware that should you receive these coins, there may be issues that follow afterwards. I have to say that because a lot of people, we did not know. The entire idea of an airdrop in 2017 was something that was completely random to everyone, and then the governments were like, hey, I heard you got some free money, so just be aware of that. Anyway, kind of ish popular news, the XRP airdrop. I'm not really sure why this is even taking place, to be completely honest with you, but alas, here we are. Let's move on. Next up, a rich person said something about digital currencies, and now we all have to pay attention. Chinese billionaire Jack Ma yesterday said that digital currencies could play a role in a new global financial system, and attacked worldwide regulation. The founder of China's biggest e-commerce company, Alibaba, made the comments during a speech at the Bund Summit in Shanghai. This was reported by Bloomberg. Digital currency, he said, could create value, and we should think about how to establish a new system, a new type of financial system through digital currency, end quote. But it isn't clear what the entrepreneur, who was worth $61 billion, meant by digital currencies. This is popular because it's Jack Ma. Jack Ma came out and said digital currencies, future, stop regulations, curb regulators. A couple things. One, I do not think this particular person was talking about Bitcoin. I do not think that he is talking about a new global decentralized currency taking over the world, because this also threatens, in a way, the money that he has. A lot of people make this mistake sometimes, unless someone has explicitly come out and said, if Jack Ma had got on stage and said, Bitcoin is the future, we need to rest our entire financial ecosystem infrastructure on Bitcoin and build around it, that's something different. Notice that a lot of billionaires have not come out in support of Bitcoin because they usually hold US dollars or euros or yen. And that is the currency that they believe is going to have a lot of longevity. Keeping also, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, but I'm not going to really go through all of it because it's just complete nonsense. I don't think Jack Ma was talking about Bitcoin. I don't think Jack Ma cares about Bitcoin. I think Jack Ma is in it for himself, as he is a multi-billionaire businessman, and he's talking about like deregulation for stuff like that. It usually has to do with don't tax me as much. I want to be able to do whatever I want without regulators screaming down my back. That's probably everything that really took place. Just going to throw that out there, but this was also very popular. Unless he explicitly comes out and said, I own tons of Litecoin, just assume he's talking about something else. And even more so on that topic, he's probably, now hear me out on this one, he's probably talking about the Chinese central bank digital currency, which, according to news that we received earlier this year, seems to be that he would directly benefit from it. This is allegedly, I don't know, but it's more of a, we heard that the Chinese government in the beginning would only be giving it to mega companies to test amongst themselves, and the news was that Alibaba would be one of them. So I assume he's like, yes, we need more infrastructure for this new digital world that he's going to benefit from, because you catching the drift of everything that I'm saying? Which also then ties into the last news story that we have as well. China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, has drafted a law to legalize the digital yuan and outlaw digital currencies issued by anyone else competing with it. Making sense now? Meanwhile, the central bank has been cracking down on gambling sites that use the stablecoin Tether. The People's Bank of China published a draft law on Friday that gives legal status to its central bank digital currency, the digital yuan. The central bank has also begun a public consultation on the draft law. Comments can be submitted. They don't care. That's nonsense. I hate, why do they keep doing that? I get so annoyed and frustrated. Remember last year or the year before when the SEC came forward and they were like, we're thinking of launching a Bitcoin ETF, but we want the public's word on this. They don't care. They made their own. They struck down the idea of a Bitcoin ETF. What was it, like 9 times? This is why we don't hear any news about it anymore. Governments don't actually care. I think personally that entire thing about them talking about, oh yeah, we need public opinion, is to make it seem as if they actually care about what the public has to say. If governments actually cared about what the public had to say, we'd live in a totally different world. We would not be living in the world that we currently live in right now. Like, imagine if governments listen to people. Can you even imagine that? Because it doesn't even seem correct. Because they do whatever they want, and then they say, oh, well, public opinion, which usually means like the people inside of the actual parliament talking amongst themselves who walked out in public at some point, so therefore they're the public. Anyway, can be submitted to November. The legal currency of the People's Bank of China is the renminbi. The law says Adding, RMB includes physical form and digital form. No unit or individual may produce or sell tokens, coupons, and digital tokens to replace the renminbi in circulation in the market. This is just a solidification of them making sure that no one else can use any other currency within their borders or have a physical and or digital representation of the thing that they are going to be releasing. The proposed revision, they said for anyone that violates these regulations, the People's Bank of China will halt such activities and forfeit any proceed from the making and selling and the yada, 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 yada. Sure. Why not? I don't think anyone here is, once again, for the second time in this video, surprised at news like this. We've been seeing this, I don't want to use the word crackdown, but crackish down from governments when it comes to digital currencies and making sure that they're hyper regulated and the AML, KYC kind of things. But this is just another digital nail in the digital coffin kind of thing, if you will. Anyway, no one here is surprised. And the other part about Tether as well, I didn't even see the word Tether in this article. The news that we got before, hold on, wait. Oh, now you can see me drinking water. The news that we got before was that apparently along the border of China and Russia, there are apparently a lot of merchants and traders who actually use Tether as their actual means of transferring value back and forth. So I assume the government got wind of that news and they were maybe not too happy. Anyway, that's the Chinese news. I don't know what this is the digital currency news for the day, and let's move on. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. I forgot my phone again. It's somewhere, and I don't want to get up and look for it because it'll. So I don't have the Patreon names in my head. I kind of want to see if I remember them, but I know I won't remember all of them. I think I can remember like the first 4 and like the last 5. And then between, I'd just be like, and I can't remember all of them. Anyway, awkward. Bitcoin is currently at $13,036 US. Here's a spike right here. I don't know the exact price that we hit sometime during the evening. I would assume this is a $13,100 or $200 area. The rest of the market is trying to maintain itself, if you will. Nothing too spectacular or too insane. Filecoin is up by 18% because y'all know we love that Filecoin. That's the coin of the future. I think realistically, Dogecoin is also up by 6% on $65 million volume. So you got, I'm just saying we're going with that. We'll see where the rest of the week takes us. What exactly will happen? It is the 26th. We got a couple days left before what I assume are going to be fireworks starting. But we'll see. Everyone is relatively hyper bullish on the cryptocurrency market right now, or on Bitcoin's price. And if Bitcoin starts skyrocketing, one can only assume that the rest of the market will do so as well. But I think realistically, there's nothing really stopping us from hitting 14,000. And therefore, 15, 16, the amount of adoption that we've gotten this year, we should be above $20,000. And that's not me saying, it's just logical at this point. Like how much Bitcoin has actually been accumulated by these mega companies and stuff like that over the course of the last 2 months. It hasn't even been a year since we've gotten this crazy news. And even the PayPal news, it did just so many things. The price of Bitcoin is incredibly undervalued. I won't say that many altcoins are undervalued. I think a lot of the altcoins are complete garbage. But it's more so if Bitcoin moves up, the other coins are also going to move up with it. So take it how you will. I do hope you all enjoyed. Hello. Because it's a little weird. I won't lie to you. I have this thing where I'm like, I don't know if I should be looking at the screen, if I should be looking at the camera, if I should be looking at the tabs, I don't really know where to look. So during my videos, for those of you who don't know, you can't know. This is the first time that this is happening. I have all this stuff on the desks. I have like a pen. I have like some things that I write down for the other channels, like ideas and stuff like that, and just really random other things. Like I have like the box for my microphone, don't ask, from the smaller microphone that clips onto my lapel on the other channel. So usually during the video, because I know that no one's watching me, I'm like fiddling around with other things as I talk, and I'm like looking all over the place and looking out the window to see if any bird's gonna fly toward me. And so this is why, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day. It's a little weird. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for definitely watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.